Hello, this video will practice the Unit 2.1 concepts using two exercises in your textbook, exercises 2.1 and 2.4. You should have your textbook available, open to the Chapter 2 exercises, as well as your pencil and calculator. Okay, so here's exercise 2.1. Macon Vitamin sells a variety of vitamins and herbal supplements to small health food stores. Macon purchases the vitamins and supplements from leading manufacturers. They want us to identify each of the following costs incurred by Macon Vitamins in terms of its cost behavior: variable, fixed, mixed, or step. All right, let's take a look at A, vitamin C tablets. All right, so we want to ask ourselves, if our activity goes up, in this case, if our sales of supplements go up, will our cost go up? And will it go up proportionately? So the cost of vitamin C tablets is going to go up directly and proportionately with our sales. So we're going to call that a variable cost. The president's salary, on the other hand, is going to stay fixed at all different levels of activity. So that's a fixed cost. That's not going to change if our activity goes up. Sales commissions, they tell us, are $1 per case. So that means every time our sales go up, our sales commissions go up, making it a variable cost. Straight line depreciation on the office equipment. Remember, straight line depreciation is the same every period. That's not going to change, so that's going to be a fixed cost also. Shipping is billed in 100-pound increments. Okay, so that means that it's only going to go up when you have a 100-pound increment. That sounds like a step cost. It's going to go up in steps. Advertising. Advertising might change from one period to another, but it does not go up in reaction to changes in activity. So advertising is a fixed cost. Finally, we have telephone charges, which are a monthly fee of $35 plus long distance charges. So telephone charges, that's going to be a mixed cost. Remember, mixed costs have a part of a fixed cost and part of a variable cost. So the fixed is the $35 a month, and the long distance charge will be variable depending on usage. Now let's take a look at exercise 2.4. This is a little bit different. Now in exercise 2.4, they give us numbers, and we have to use the numbers to decide whether these costs are fixed, variable, or mixed. Okay, so we have balloons. The balloons, we're going to look at how the cost goes up when the activity goes up. All right. So the easiest thing to look at is the 5,000 here and the 10,000 here. It's doubling. All right, so if it's a variable cost, the cost will double when the activity doubles. So if we look at the cost of balloons, that's the case. The cost is 10,000 here and 20,000 here. So balloons must be a variable cost because they go up proportionately. Okay. How about insurance? Notice that insurance is the same at all of the different levels of activity. That means it must be a fixed cost. Delivery is going up at every level, but it's not going up proportionately. So delivery must be a mixed cost. Remember, we said if it doubles from the 5,000 to the 10,000, then it's going to be variable. Another way to do this, if it's not as obvious as it is in this case, is we can calculate a unit cost. So let's take a look. Let's do that here, just so that if you run into another problem where it's not as obvious, we're going to calculate the unit cost. So the unit cost for delivery at 5,000 units is going to be 5,500 divided by 5,000, or $1.10. Okay? So delivery, let's just put it here, $1.10 per unit at the 5,000 unit level. And then how much is delivery at the 10,000 unit level? Take the 10,500, divide by 10,000 to get your cost per unit, and you find out that it's $1.05. So it's $1.05 at the 10,000 unit level. Okay, so the cost per unit is going down, and the reason for that is that the fixed cost is staying the same, and the fixed cost is being spread out over more units. The variable cost per unit, remember, always stays the same. Okay, so now let's look at employee compensation. Okay, let's do the per unit thing again. The employee compensation cost per unit at 5,000 units is $10,000 divided by 5,000. Okay, so it's going to be $2 per unit. And at the 10,000 level, it's going to be $1.60. So employee compensation is mixed. And let's say, again, let's look at the unit cost. $2 per unit, at the 5,000 unit level. And then it's only $1.60 per unit at the 10,000 unit level. Okay, so always remember to come back to unit costs. Unit costs are very helpful when you're making decisions of all sorts. We'll see that more later on in the course. Okay, last one is advertising. And advertising, notice it doesn't change across the 3 levels, so that's going to be a fixed cost. Okay, so that's all of our exercises for today. Now you should be ready to do your Unit 2.1 assignment.